happiness through curiosity on TRS Clips. I have so many friends who are totally into having casual sex. I have friends who are completely on the other end of the spectrum who only believe in serious relationships. And I have a bunch of friends sprinkled somewhere on that spectrum in between. Do you have any opinion on casual relationships? And what I mean by that is casual sex and the impact it has on your mind. Maybe when you're exchanging that much information with those many bodies, you're left with like an overload on your system.
There definitely can be an overload on the system. I'm not against casual sex at all. I think that you need to be a little mindful about how many people sort of keep a track. I'm going to be slightly more scientific about this in the sense that if you do opt for casual sex, because we cannot like dictate what happens in people's lives, right? If you are doing that and if you think that's what you need, understand where is that need coming from. To constantly engage in multiple partners.
Where is that need coming from?
It could be from just a sense of belonging, maybe like just to fizzle out extreme stress buster.
Like the hormonal addiction.
The hormonal addiction. So those things are very real as well. So it needs to be maybe looked into. Maybe the personality type also is that it's okay. Impulsive, casual sex is fine. Nothing wrong with it. It's a very momentary gratification. And then when you look back, most of my clients are like, we don't know what we were doing there. Like, we really don't know what we are doing there because it's very impulsive and it's very in the moment. And then it just sort of flies by.
What do you mean it just sort of flies by?
Then it's done and over with.
Raat gayi baat gayi.
Raat gayi baat gayi. It's literally like that. But what I would urge people to do is sort of definitely, get yourself checked. Get yourself checked on a maybe 6 monthly basis.
Like a health.
If you are sexually active, go to your gynac, go to your GP, go to whoever it is that you go to and say that I want to check for STDs. I want to check if everything is fine over there. What's going on over there? Sometimes there could be parameters in the body that are excessive. For example, excessive amounts of testosterone, right? That could lead to a lot of aggression. It could also, increase libido, things like that. We don't know. And different people have different sort of addictions as well, right? Just the way we are addicted to substance, you could also get addicted to sex because it gives you such a great high.
I heard taught about this in psychology school.
Yes and no. Yes, as in, yes, we are taught about it in a very technical manner. There's a lot of it that you learn from people out there when they come and talk to you.
When they tell you the why behind the what.
When they tell you the why behind it, they tell you what is happening. This is something that you learn from different perspectives over time. So, like I said, the book doesn't teach you everything.
So I'm going to talk for at least straight men here or straight women also. What is this journey of exploring sexuality? What does that mean? And I'll tell you why. So I was talking to some friends at this house party I went to recently where someone said that a lot of younger people are very heavily into BDSM now because of 50 Shades of Grey. Like it's become a much more mainstream thing.
All right.
And then someone else who was actually a psychologist said that, do you know the layer under BDSM? Do you know what it means? Like if two people are engaged in it, what it can do to their minds and the relationship. And then that was a whole unpacking conversation.
Yeah.
The question I don't want to ask you is, I will talk about this in psychology school. But is that what exploring sexuality means?
Not just about BDSM, and I urge the people who do sort of engage in it. I would say that you all know you're supposed to have like signals and words of like caution that this needs to stop now, things like that. You need to be, again, mindful about engaging because you could get very, very carried away.
Does it benefit relationships? Does it not? Again, is that subjective?
I think it's subjective. And also maybe it's a certain level of, displacement that is happening. Like maybe you are an aggressive person, but maybe not on the outside, but you need to sort of let it out. And the only other way you can do it is in the bedroom with your significant half. That's one explanation. That's, again, a very, very subjective thing.
Why would someone be okay with taking on the aggression?
Love.
Really? Like,
a lot of people actually say that to themselves, that it's okay. As long as you're happy, I'll take whatever you give me.
just love.
Just love. The reasoning is that
Could there be
they might not be okay with it, but they do it under the larger banner of love, that you need to do it.
Like, my partner is getting pleasure from this, so I'll do it.
Yeah.
You used a word outside, hedonistic.
Yeah.
What does that word mean again? Pleasure
Deriving pleasure from pain.
Could that be a part of it?
Probably, yes.
Like on a very physical, primal level, you're being hedonistic.
Yeah. Because BDSM, so you have sadism and masochism at the end of BDSM, right? So there are people who actually do enjoy the pain. They like that little bit of pain. For some, it's not little. For some, it's a lot. A very interesting sort of percentage that I can tell you, back in 2009, 10, maybe earlier than that, there were 7% deaths in a Western country. I will not name the country. 7% deaths happen because of asphyxiation in bed. So if you say 100 people died, 7 people died in bed.
Wow.
Out of asphyxiation. That's a high number. It is a high number.
I'm just still trying to understand the one layer deep version of this. What makes someone hedonistic? Is that the correct word? Correct usage?
Would you mean that what makes someone sadistic or masochistic?
I mean, why would someone
masochistic
derive pleasure from getting pain themselves?
Yeah, because it's a addiction. It's like being addicted to a substance. You know the substance is not good for you. It's a temporary high. And a lot of people don't realize this, but they also get addicted to the low that the substance gives you.
Feeling like shit.
Feeling like shit.
They like feeling like shit. That's so...
It's very warped. It's very warped, and you don't realize it till you actually sit with yourself at another level and be like, is this what I want? Is this what my brain wants? Is this what I've done to myself?
Could it be a childhood thing where you were treated like shit as a kid? So again, it's that whole comfort thing what we spoke about.
One of the things.
But it could be some other...
It could be anything, because once childhood goes and you become an adult, you have experienced so much in life that you don't know what it could be.
Damn. Okay. And again, in your experience, I'm sure you had clients who've like been a part of a BDSM equation. What effect does it have on the long-term relationship? It's again subjective.
I think at a very pro level, they're very happy with their sex life.
Really?
At a certain point. Yeah. They're very happy that they are engaging in this. It's very spicy for them. There's a rush. It's different.
There's creativity.
There's creativity. There was a whole sex show recently about how someone was making sex rooms. I can't remember the name of the show, but there was, I don't know whether it was on, I think it was on Netflix. And there's an architect or an interior designer who focuses on how can I make this room to the taste of a couple that wants to engage in their version of a sexual script. So at that time, if you are somebody who's into vanilla sex, she would make it very, very vanilla with a little bit of spice. And she would also do this thing of like making people experience a little more spice, because sometimes once you're done with vanilla, you want to know what else is there. So she also introduces them to other subjective experiences where she takes them to different places who know how to deliver, the whole BDSM experience, not in the harsh manner. Like sometimes we think of BDSM as like really beating someone up and someone taking a real
whipping, breaking bottles.
But there's a technique to it. There's a technique to it which is an acceptable technique, and both partners need to be okay with it.
I know that some people have contracts, like actual contracts.
Yes, they do.
So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to TRS Clips for more.